Hey, it's Friday morning and March 20th. We've got a lot to do this morning. This might be a long assembly. I'm going to try and talk slow. I've already been up for a long time drinking a lot of coffee. So I'll try and go slow. I want to tell you guys a little story this morning. The guitar giveaway this morning. We actually have some birthdays. So I want to give those people a shout out all week. And I have seen so many people showing tons of enthusiasm from parents for taking care of your family and educating your kids and spending quality family time together, even though that's been it's come with a lot of challenges this week. So let's jump into this. Let's start with the flag. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for those of you who are joining us. Good morning. Hey, I'm going to start with some birthday wishes today. We had one birthday yesterday that I didn't know about. I already wished Lexi a happy birthday, but it was Chris's birthday yesterday too. Happy birthday, Chris. I was chatting with you on Discord yesterday. I had no idea it was your birthday. We have a birthday today. It's Quinn's birthday. Happy birthday, Quinn. I hope you have a great day. Happy Friday to you and happy birthday. And then we've got some birthdays tomorrow. I've been hearing about this one for a while. Anthony's birthday is tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I think he started giving me the countdown when he had 40 sleeps. So happy birthday, Anthony. Let's see. Sienna, your birthday is on Sunday. Hayden's birthday is Sunday, and Parker's birthday is on Sunday. Happy birthday to you guys. Have fun celebrating your birthdays. We have the guitar giveaway today. I'll do that at the end. I have all of the middle schoolers who put that here. We're going to do that drawing. And I want to share with you guys a song that my grandpa used to sing to us when we were kids. It's a silly song. I will put that in the... This video is going to be really long, but I wanted to talk to you guys about my grandpa a little bit this morning. We called him Papa, and he passed people in my life who and definitely showed this virtue of enthusiasm. So here's what I'm thinking. With both of my grandpas, I often have this thought. Whenever I'm doing something, yard work, working on a project, definitely when I'm at work at school, how would they approach this? How would Grandpa Chuck do this? How would Papa do this? And so I was thinking a lot about this, and I think Papa would have handled it pretty well, and here's why. So I want to tell you a little bit about his life and what he went through. He definitely showed the virtue of enthusiasm. My Papa's name was F.A. Murphy. The A stands for Andrew. I share that middle name. I was named after my Papa, and we share a lot in common. In fact, some of you have heard that last name Murphy before, because I may or may not have used that in the past to spread some rumors about myself being a leprechaun, just a really, really big one. So people who knew my Papa knew that he was quick to smile and laugh. He had this infectious charisma, and people were just drawn to him. They would gather around to hear his stories and jokes and to hear his songs. I can't believe how many songs he had memorized. We could sit and play guitar for 3 hours, and he would just play one song after another the whole time. And whenever you talk to him, you got this idea that every part of his life was just carefree and full of joy. I remember a few times that we had serious conversations, not very many. We had a lot of fun together. He knew a lot of truth, and he knew a lot about life and a lot about living, and that's the things that he talked about. But he talked about them in a really fun, carefree way. And when you listen to his stories and when you talk to him, you would probably get this idea that his whole life was just like piece of cake, easy. Everything's, coming up roses. Actually, though, if you listened a little closer, you would understand that his stories were really about finding that joy and humor in the hard times. So he was part of what we now call the greatest generation, which even on Discord yesterday, the middle schoolers were trying to tease us about being boomers, which none of us are. Some of the teachers were proudly being millennials. I'm a proud Gen Xer, barely slid in there before the millennials. But think about these monikers. So we've got the Gen Xers, the boomers, the millennials. They straight up got called the greatest generation. And I think it has a lot to do with what they went through in their life and how they lived their lives. So he was born in 1927 in Oklahoma. His family was poor. They were not landowners. They were migrant farm workers in Oklahoma before the Dust Bowl. So these are the people that had probably the least resources out of just about anyone. So when he was about 3 years old, the Great Depression hit, the Dust Bowl hit. And his parents had to figure out how to handle that with a house full of kids, which, you know, ever since last year in the fire, I've been seeing a lot of parallels with how we're having to handle this with our kids and things we can learn about parenting from watching that previous generation. So his parents, they took care of all their kids. They kept doing what they were doing through the Dust Bowl and migrating out to California and working in the migrant farm workers in California, traveling all around the state in the Central Valley working. So I just think, like, as I'm a parent right now and trying to deal with this with my own kids, like, they did some things. California's looking better, right, than Oklahoma. There was all kinds of opportunity. And then World War II starts. And similar to right now, I was at Safeway yesterday, and so they had rationing, they had unknowns, they had friends and family that survived World War II. So my grandpa was 18 years old in 1945 when World War II ended, which means his entire childhood, after the time he was about 3 years old, was spent going through basically the hardest, I remember, or some of the hardest times, at least equal to the hardest times. And I know that this changed his life, but it didn't give him the scars that you would probably expect. I think it did some good things. He was able to, as much as anybody I've ever known, keep the important things in life in perspective. He was full of enthusiasm, creativity, energy. He was full of life. Like I said, he was as focused on those things that really matter as any person I've ever met. Faith, family, and friends became his life. His life was completely driven by relationships. He placed very little value in material things, right? He would probably think it's ridiculous that I'm sitting in front of 4 guitars. That would have just blown his mind, because even later in life when he had the means for that, it's just completely not necessary. And why would you do something as not necessary as that? That being said, he did a lot of things that were not necessary, that were just silly and fun. And he placed a lot of emphasis on silly. A lesson that he exemplified many, many times to us growing up, and definitely a lesson that stuck with me. Parents, I hope that encourages you today. And students, I know a lot of you are thinking about this too. Don't worry about this time we're going through changing you or changing your kids. It's going to. That's inevitable. Let's make sure it changes us to be the people who are focused on what's really important in life, and let's live enthusiastically no matter what comes our way. Hopefully you find some encouragement in that this morning. I do want to share with you that song. I'll post it in the comments later. I recorded it last night. It's a fun song. Warning, children, it might be slightly inappropriate. It does say bottom and rump in the song, so it's pretty funny. It's a old rockabilly song, and it's a fun one. I think you'll like it. So check this out. Let's get down to our guitar giveaway this morning. Middle schoolers, your enthusiasm for this was huge. I got tons of great emails from you guys. I've got the guitar here. I've got the names in the hat. So, it's not a new guitar, but it sounds great. It's got a few dings. It's a little banged up. Doesn't affect how it sounds. Sounds awesome. You can rock out on this thing. You can play whatever kind of music you want. Have fun learning that. I will get it to you today, if at all possible. So, let's find out who we've got here. All right, just so you guys see here, nothing going on. Almost as good as pulling out Achievits every Friday. And the winner is Isaiah B. Oh, your name's backwards because everything's in mirror image. Isaiah, I will get it to you. Lori Pine is throwing in free lessons to the winner. Lori, I'm right there with you. I can do some free video lessons, and also I have a whole list of resources to pass on to this person who gets this. Also, I can pass on those resources to everyone else too. They are free, and there's some great stuff out there. I think that's all I've got for you this morning. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm so proud of the things that you've been doing and working on online. Oh, I got one more shout out. If anybody's still watching, this one's going on quite a ways. Madeline sent me a video yesterday of playing the recorder. You sound amazing. Nice job, Maddie. Keep those videos coming. I love seeing everybody posting their videos and their work, and everything that you're doing makes us feel a little bit more connected. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.